Good evening. My name is Zainab, Z-A-I-N-A-B, Chaudhry, C-H-A-U-D-R-Y. I am the Director of the CARE Office in Maryland. CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, is the nation's largest Muslim civil rights and advocacy organization. Thank you for being here this evening with us, and thank you to our community partners and allies who came on such short notice to offer reaction to the news that came out just a short while ago that the Trump administration has expanded the discriminatory Muslim travel ban. As you know, as of this afternoon, the Trump administration announced that there will be 6 additional countries, including Eritrea, Kyrgyzstan, Nigeria, Sudan, Tanzania, and Myanmar, which is also known as Burma, that will be added to the Muslim travel ban. And while we know that not all of these countries are Muslim majority countries, the vast majority of people who stand to be impacted by this travel ban do in fact happen to be Muslim. In 2017, President Donald Trump ran a campaign in 2016 where he pledged to ban Muslims from entering the country. He actually successfully ran a campaign where he was able to pass an executive order that demonized and vilified individuals from various Muslim majority countries. This white supremacist rhetoric and the ideologies that are coming from the top down levels in our country are not only causing fear-mongering and intolerance in our society, but they are also adversely impacting so many members of our communities and sending the message globally that our country is a country that is no longer welcome to not only Muslims, but also to people of color. We strongly condemn and denounce this problematic discriminatory ban, as well as the expansion that was announced today that will go into effect on February 22nd. We also call on our members of Congress to co-sponsor the No Ban Act, which is a piece of legislation currently in Congress that was co-sponsored by Senator Chris and by Congresswoman Judy Chu out of California. And we encourage our members of Congress to publicly speak out against this discriminatory ban and to affirm our country as a place that is welcoming to all, regardless of their race, religion, ethnicity, or national origin. With that, I would like to turn it over to our speakers. I just ask that they please spell their names and identify which organizations they're here with.
Good evening. My name is Susan Radke, S-U-S-A-N-R-A-D-K-E. I'm here as a private citizen representing the indivisible groups of Catonsville and Indivisible Central Maryland. Our indivisible national group has marked a statement, and the statement indicates, let's be clear, Trump's expansion of the Muslim ban is just another form of family separation, preventing Muslims from around the world joining their families here in the United States. For over 3 years, the indivisible groups throughout the nation and within Catonsville and Indivisible Central Maryland have worked hard over these 3 years on the no Muslim ban. We have partnered with our Muslim brothers and sisters in CARE and in our community. Every year we have a No Room for Hate rally that highlights how diversity helps our democracy and encourages everyone to love instead of hate. I want to also indicate that we are now truly witnessing the death of our democracy. We are witnessing it every day with such bans, and we need to stand up, vote, and fight. Thank you.
Thank you. I am proud to be here today with my fellow activists and community members my name is Homera Ziad, Homayra Ziad. I am here representing both the ACLU of Maryland as a board member, as a Muslim board member. I'm also here representing myself as a professor at Johns Hopkins University, as a director of Islamic Studies, and as someone who teaches and works with Muslim communities in the area.
I want to note that the ACLU of Maryland has been on the forefront of the fight against this ban. When the first federal lawsuit was filed challenging the original Muslim ban, the ACLU of Maryland was right up front, taking part in this and supporting the work against this ban and actually taking it to court. I am proud to be a member of this organization. I want to say, as a Muslim board member, that this is and as a scholar of Islam, that this new ban, and as the ban before it, is really a thinly veiled way to support racism, xenophobia, and Islamophobia. Even though every single country on this ban, that is under this ban, is not a Muslim country, we know that this is a way to create fear and fear of Muslims and fear of Muslims in this country and fear of immigrants, and that this has been a way to create fear of all marginalized communities and all communities of color. This is a cheap move, as it was when the original ban came out. This is a cheap move to create political support, to drum up political support through fear, and as communities of color and as communities that support civil liberties and religious liberties for all, this is not something that we will stand for. We call for our lawmakers to support the No Ban Act, and we call for advocacy and education around exactly what this ban is meant to do, which is foment fear of Muslim communities, communities of color, marginalized communities, and everybody that is impacted by the xenophobic, Islamophobic policies of the Donald Trump administration. Thank you.
Excuse me. My name is Bilal Ali. You spell that B-I-L-A-L. Last name A-L-I. I have a very simple message to everyone. This ban is not exclusive for Muslims per se, although it's targeting predominantly Muslim areas. But if we remain silent, that means that we consent to these type of Islamic phobia type of policies, xenophobia. Our country has never, in any era that I can remember during my lifetime, excluded people from entering this country. Now, where immigration is such a hot topic, they are the undesirable, they're the vulnerable populations, and that's what America has always been. It's been a melting pot for people escaping oppression, and now what we basically have done with this particular policy is slam the door in other people who want to come to America to enjoy the freedom and opportunity that all Americans should be. So my message to you, when we remain silent, it's not you this time, but perhaps the next time it'll be you. And history has shown when we turn a blind eye or we don't speak out about injustice anywhere, then these are the type of policies that we will continue to get. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dana Vickers Shelly, D-A-N-A V-I-C-K-E-R-S, last name Shelly, S-H-E-L-L-E-Y, no hyphen. I'm Executive Director of the American Civil Liberties Union of Maryland, a statewide organization focused on protecting civil liberties. First and foremost among them is religious freedom. We support the Muslim community, we support all people who are paying attention and committed to protecting civil rights. This Muslim ban, this action by the administration, is only encouraging discrimination, both religious discrimination as well as racial discrimination. We are against this policy and we will continue to fight against it and advocate for the support of civil rights and civil liberties for all. No Muslim ban. Thank you.
So that will conclude the comments portion. If there are any questions, then we would be happy to answer them at this time. I can say that the current iteration of the expanded Muslim ban is scheduled to go into effect on February 22nd. And this is not just an international issue. This is an issue that impacts many families right here in our own backyard. There are thousands of Marylanders who have relatives or loved ones in these parts in the countries that are listed in the ban who are not able to reconnect with their families or have reunions. Just a couple weeks ago, I heard from a friend who is from Sudan, who recently got engaged, and she's planning her wedding, and her family will not be able to travel from Sudan to be able to attend the wedding and share the most important day of her life with her. And this is just one example of so many stories of local Marylanders who have been impacted by this discriminatory executive order. Again, just to reiterate what my friends and allies here have said, we call on our members of Congress to support the No Ban Act, which is currently in Congress, and we denounce this discriminatory executive order in the strongest terms possible. Thank you so much. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.